Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb forever. You know, you can make anything a religion. Normally, when I say religion, I'm only talking about the three monotheistic religions: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. Those would be the three monotheistic religions. Not to not is It's not that other religions like Hinduism, Buddhism would be thought of as unremarkable, because that's not the case. But it would not be pertinent to what I'm about to say here, because we speak of the three primary re- religions that exist here: Islam and Christianity and Judaism, respectively. So, with that being said, you can make anything a religion. Anything. Well, today I was thinking, anytime that you indoctrinate people starting at 6, 7, 8 years old, I would dare think that should be thought of as a religion. So at this point, you have turned your children over to an institution that's hell bent into turning them into nothing more, or should I say, something less than human, if you know what it actually means to be human. What do I what do I speak of? You already know. And I shouldn't have to say it, so please don't make me say it, but I may have to say it anyway. No one has the right to take away one's freedom of choice or one's freedom of thought. You you have to understand, you did not give them those things. Those happen to be gifts from the Almighty. You don't get to tamper with that, and in the process, create a religion. I am starting to think that the whole idea of the LGBT community be, and here's why I say that. I was listening to someone earlier that's of that community, and they kept using the word member as it pertained to themselves. Member, which sounded quite peculiar to me. The subject isn't important, but he kept using that term, member, a member of the LGBT community. That's when I started thinking. That's when I started thinking, and I started linking all of the indoctrination into this community. You have to call that a forced religion. There's no way out of it. You must call that a forced religion. And this is not with me even ascertaining it along the lines of if it's right or wrong. We're not even there yet. No, but by its business, but by its very function. When you start to indoctrinate children with adult way of thinking, robbing them of their innocence and their right to develop and to choose and to make choices as they see fit naturally, then you are in violation, and I would start to call that quite wicked. And if I'm calling something wicked, then it has to be somewhat of a religion. This is not a one horse show. No, this is organized. This is organized at the federal level, and it works it down way down through the state level, working its way further down to the local level, to the city level. And so we have now allowed a group of people to tell, well, your children and mine what to think. How, man, they don't even get there. They don't give them any breathing room. They don't even get there. It starts in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. Who does this to a child anyway? Who does this to a child anyway, except someone who would want to deny childhood? Period. In no way are you loving children when you do that. No, it's quite the opposite. And not to mention it's quite selfish. Take someone else's child and turn that child in totally opposite of what a parent would think. And then force the parent by sociological standard and by law to send their children to what you term a school, but which is actually a indoctrination camp. Period. Indoctrination camp. Think about that. And then we in the black community, we are always behind the curve. We ask the question openly, why are our children coming home with these issues? Why does the child's value not reflect any of my own? Because of the indoctrination. 6 to 8 hours of them indoctrinating your child with how to think, what to think. This is no longer about reading, writing, math, and literature and arithmetic or whatever. No, this is outright indoctrination. As your IQ of your children drop and your national standard as far as education drop. This is all traceable by the numbers. So your children are being purposely miseducated and made dumb quite purposely and quite willfully. So in the future, there is no way they can compete on the world stage of anything. That's the reality. That is the reality. Okay? So if everyone thinks that this shit is fine, and most folks don't, you don't have a choice but to send your child to school. But at least know what they're doing up in these schools. Last time I was in the damn school was about 8 years ago. I went to pick my daughter up, and it was at Cashmere Gardens. Now, man, listen here. Man, the whole thing, I don't, listen, I'm going to be straight with you. I don't want people who engage in deviant behavior as a way of life around children, yours or mine. Okay? Am I wrong for saying that? Am I what's it called? Xenophobic? Or is that for homophobic? That sounds ugly. But at any rate, the whole thing is because if you follow the studies done by sociologists, psychologists, okay, you don't get to be outside of the norm. All the norm means is there is a baseline of normal behavior. Some fall above it, some fall below. This is what goes on in the natural ebb and flow of mankind anyway, historically. That ain't what we got going on here. This is the first time that we have seen in America outright indoctrination into a community, or at the very least, the acceptance of it as if it is a theology. That's why I refer to it as a religion, which it should not want to be, which you should not want to be. Because to become a religion, and I'm hoping that I never come to that conclusion myself, that puts you on the radar big time, big time. Not just my radar, but on the radar of many. So you should ask yourself a question. The upper echelons of that community, the powerful ones, those who want things as they want things, and I'm not here to argue about what you want, how you want it. That's irrelevant at this point. The point that I'm making is you should think twice before you become a religion. You do that, and you're not too far from it right now. If if it wasn't forced, I would damn near call it that. But I can't call it that because at this point, it is forced. If you can penalize a child for saying no, if you can penalize a damn parent because they see fit to raise their child how they see fit, then you're already in violation of both the child's rights plus the parental rights. Period. If you want children to be raised in your way of life and your understanding of life, then you should have children of your own and do that at home, like we used to do in old-fashioned days. Okay? You have no right to put into my child your way of life that may or may not be counter to what I believe. Sending that child back right back into my house, causing the whole family or the household conflict, conflict, confusion, anger, contradiction. This is what happens outside of your sight when when they're not in your school, but in someone else's house. They should be living with you then. Maybe they should be living with you. But to force the parent to send what is basically quickly becoming obviously your child, and then make what you call the parent support that child with food, money, and clothing, and a roof over their damn heads, and then, but the child love and adores you and not me so much, then you should be paying for that, and that child should simply be living with you. Now, that's my personal opinion, and I'm glad I got out of here in under 15 minutes because I didn't mean to go long tonight anyway. I'm just saying, think about it, and don't make yourself a religion because we kill each other. You do understand that religions historically kill each other. So in God, He's killed a little bit of that religion, a little bit of that religion, a little bit of that religion, a whole lot of that religion. That one He hid all the way. So don't make yourself a religion. Keep it political. Keep it sociological. Quit veering off into this. What is becoming increasingly clear is some type of new theology. It could cost you your head and your life and your standing because people will kill you over their children once they have gained understanding, whether you do or not. I am Source. I am Seven. I am One. Enjoy the rest of your night.